right. Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem Rahadas. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostle, great meal, Star GMS, who will and teach well, being a great example to Israel. All right, right, the elect. I want to say peace and blessings. All right, to the hope to look in the four corner. This is the truth and sincerity. All right, the great song that she brought the bar. I just come with this little lesson, on the way to work. You want to call it morning early stretch, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, who gives me the inspiration and motivation to do so. Before the evil time to come, and get those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. All right, the hedge, the protection, the covering, as in His word, is going to shield you from the danger that's set before the come to Babylon. All right, and I got this video I was just listening to. It called "The Black Man Who Terrified the KKK," and just shine a light on the wickedness of Esau, Edom, the so-called white people. All right, and how they treated us, but it's all according to the scripture to show you who the wicked are and who are the wicked today. All right, as being revealed through the service of prophets. All right, and it's very heavy. What came to mind was Ecclesiastes 7:7, like surely oppression, making a wise man mad. As you continue to search out the scriptures, find out more information, get more attuned with the spirit, and start to make you upset. But then you start to understand why and how and when, because everything is due to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shema Shah, and set these things in place. But on the overall scale, it will make you upset, man. Especially this story right here. All right, as innocent blood, all right, that was shed by the hands of these devils, man. All right, I'm gonna let you hear the story. And like I said, I got a couple precepts, Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters be edified, man. Why I lay the law down, man. Very interesting story, man. But remember, you can look it up. It's called "The Man Who Terrified the KKK." But let's listen to the story, though.
Car insurance, citing the frequent attacks on his vehicle. Even some of his allies began to worry that his methods might provoke even more violent retaliation. While Robert's armed defense strategy had gained the black community some measure of protection, the deeper rot of racial injustice in Monroe was about to be exposed through the case of two young boys. It started innocently enough in October 1958. A group of children, both black and white, were playing together in Monroe, the kind of scene that would raise no eyebrows in most places. During their game, a white girl gave two black boys, 9-year-old James Thompson and 7-year-old David Simpson, an innocent peck on the cheek. What happened next would expose the brutal reality of Southern justice. The white girl's mother, upon hearing about the kiss, became enraged. Within hours, police dragged the two elementary school boys from their homes. They were charged with assault for receiving a kiss in a children's game. Let me remind you.
Y'all see that? Let's play this back again.
The white girl is the one who gave the kiss. The local courts showed no mercy. These children, one just 7 years old, the other 9, were sentenced to reform school until they turned 21. In other words,
y'all see that?
From their cars, Robert's men returned fire, driving them away.
Y'all see that? The white girl kissed them on the cheeks. All right, this is this cruel man. This is this violent, wicked man. All right, and these kids were 7 and 9 years old, and the white girl kissed them. They didn't kiss the white girl kissed them, and they got thrown in jail till they was 21. So they were taken from their family, all right, from 7 and 9 years old. How many damn years that is? That's almost 12 years, 12, 13 years they were taken from their family and put in jail for something that they didn't do. This is the devil, man. Let's hear it.
Shooting made headlines, but the real story was what happened next. The same city officials who had always defended the Klan's constitutional right to organize suddenly changed their tune. Within days, they called an emergency session and passed a city ordinance that banned the Klan from Monroe without special permission from the police chief. For the black community of Monroe, this was a turning point. Robert himself explained it best in his book, Negroes with Guns. Racists consider themselves superior beings and are not willing to exchange their superior lives for our inferior ones. They are most vicious and violent when they can practice.
Right, and he's talking about, the Edomites. All right, he talking about the Edomites, man. They were vicious and they was violent, and they always have been. All right, because their spirit goes back, all right, to Cain, as he was the murderer from the beginning. He was the first murderer. All right, but I remember the power was given unto them. So I got Zechariah. Let me get Zechariah real quick. All right, we'll come back to this video. This is Zechariah 11 and 5. And it says, who possess and slay them and hold themselves not guilty. All right? Who possess and slay them and hold themselves not guilty. So you go back to this video, all right, the little white girl kissed the two young black boys. All right, and what ended up happening? Two young black boys ended up going to jail for like 13 years, 12, 13 years. But something they didn't do. All right, end up getting, look, let's go back to the video real quick, because they beat them up and everything, man. And they young, they young. All right, let's check it out.
Strategy had gained the black community some measure of protection. The deeper rot of racial injustice in Monroe was about to be exposed through the case of two young boys. It started innocently enough in October 1958. A group of children, both black and white, were playing together in Monroe, the kind of scene that would raise no eyebrows in most places. During their game, a white girl gave two black boys, 9-year-old James Thompson and 7-year-old David Simpson, an innocent peck on the cheek. What happened next would expose the brutal reality of Southern justice. The white girl's mother, upon hearing about the kiss, became enraged. Within hours, police dragged the two elementary school boys from their homes. They were charged with assault for receiving a kiss in a children's game. Let me remind you.
They were charged with an assault. They were charged with an assault, bro, in a kid's game. They were charged with assault, man. That's why I say woe to them, all right, that advise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. All right, because when the mourners like, they practice it because what? It's in the power of their hands, man. They had the power to charge these young two boys, man. All right, come on, bro, with an assault. And the girl kissed them. Let's show you how the justice system was against us, man. And it's still to this day. All right, but their bands is being broken through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shema Shai. They losing their power, they losing their grip. All right, that's why you understand that, all right, these Edomites today, they hide it. But guess what? Their horns are going to show eventually, because shit's going to get down to the nitty gritty. All right, and I'm speaking about Jacob Trouble, man. But let's keep listening.
The white girl is the one who gave the kiss. The local courts show no mercy. Children, one just 7 years old, the other 9, were sentenced to reform school until they turned 21. In other words, a childhood game had earned them a 14-year sentence. The boys were beaten, and their parents weren't allowed to visit them for weeks.
You see that? The boy was beaten. They young, but they was beaten, and the mama couldn't even see them in jail. Cruel, man. Cruel.
Robert, this case crystallized everything wrong with the system. Guns could protect against the Klan, but what about the legal system itself? This time, he decided to fight fire with publicity. Robert launched a media campaign that would make Monroe front-page news across the globe. He contacted newspapers worldwide. He organized protests. He made sure everyone knew about 2 little boys torn from their families, beaten.
See? And then you gotta remember, in this time, this right here is 1958. At the same time, dealing with Martin Luther King. All right? Because on one end, Martin Luther King, you know, he going with his campaign, you know what I'm saying? No. Come on, man, ugly ass nigga, you already driving slow and shit. It's a like it. But you got Martin Luther King on one end, you know how he was speaking about non-violence, but then you had so much going on at one time, and his name Robert something, he like in the Macamé spirit, right? So he sent the word out to Dr. Martin Luther King. He sent the word to Dr. Martin Luther King, all right? But, so like, let me get back to this precept. This is Zechariah 11:5. It said, who possessed them and slay them and hold themselves not guilty? And they sell them, saying, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, that I am rich. And their own shepherd pitied them not. All right, it was a time why, all right, the Lord didn't step in. All right, why? Because we disobeyed the Lord. So therefore, we had to serve our punishment. This known as our light affliction, Babylon the Great. All right, because the same thing that we're going through, the Lord gonna be justified as putting the wicked through. All right, gotta remember, you go to what it is, 2 Thessalonians. Only he who will let until he be taken out of the way. All right, but this is James. This is James 2:13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy. Who is that he? It's speaking about the Edomites, man. All right, you so-called white people, y'all gonna have mercy. Y'all will not have mercy. Salaki. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that shown no mercy. And mercies rejoice against judgment. All right. Hey, I can't wait till I get to stopping. Shit. No, Salaki. All right, let's get to Isaiah 10, man. All right, this is Isaiah 10:1. It said, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the rights from the poor. And that's what you got, all right, dealing with the officials, you know, the leaders of the world. All right, it's all against you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, Spanish, and always has been. All right, but it says to turn aside the needy from judgment and take away the rights from the poor of my people. The widows may be their prey, and they may rob the fatherless, man. So how the so-called white man set this system up in America, it was all to go against and break up the families of your so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, Spanish, man. All right, that's why when you marching, it do no justice. You go down to the courthouse, you scream and holler and yell, it do no justice. Why? Because it's set up against you to fail, man. And I always put you so-called minority, all right, in the place, all right, that they be held not guilty. All right, and guess what? It's still to this day. It's still to this day. But understand that it's a Lord, it's a light. It's a light thing to the Most High Yahweh Shemon. It's light. It's a light thing, man. In fact, let me grab that. And then I'm gonna end it off with my favorite one, my favorite precept. This is 2 Corinthians, all right, 4:17. All right, 2 Corinthians 4:17, it says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, right? It's not forever. It's only for a moment. When you're going to realize 350 years, that's not long. You know, that we was in captivity, hardcore bondage captivity, I can say. 350 years, that's not long. Even till still now, you know, yeah, we catching hell, you know what I'm saying, but we not getting brutalized. We not still getting hung on a higher rate. You know, we still not getting burnt, you know, twisted around, toasted and shit like a hot dog in the 7-Eleven. That's not going on anymore. You know, but on a large scale, this is our light affliction. Why? Because we disobeyed Yahweh Shema Shah, so all these curses came upon us, and we see who fit the curses. We see who fit the curses, man. All right? But it said, for our light afflictions, but for a moment, working for us a far exceeding eternal weight of glory. Because after this captivity, guess what? We enter into our rest. All right? That's why it's working to our exceeding glory, man. All right? Because after this, we're going to go into glory. But we got to bear the indignation because what? We sin against Yahweh Shema Shah. So we got to bear this shit, man. You know, go to work, put up with our bosses. We got to bear that shit. You know, put up with our woman nagging. We got to bear that. Kids out of order. We got to bear that, man, as Israelites because we sin against Yahweh Shema Shah. All right? Our iniquity is accomplished. So we just waiting on Yahweh Shema Shah to send his son to return and deliver us, man, out of this hell. Make no mistake about that. All right? But going back to this cruel fucking man, Esau Edom, hey, the Lord got something for him. This is Ezekiel 25, and I'm starting at 12. Now it says, thus said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah power, because Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. And as you see, dealing with this video, all right, this just one. It just caught my attention how the white woman, you know, this little old white girl kissed two little black boys, and here it is, they get punished, penalized, convicted, all right, for 14 years. Who knows what else they did to these little kids, man? But they innocent, you know. But guess what? Like the scripture say, whoever perished being innocent, you know. But in the public eyes view, all right, these kids was innocent, man, and it sparked a rage, all right, dealing with this man Robert, all right, which was like a because he really had sided with the Black Panthers, all right, before they was infiltrated, all right. But it says, therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah power, I will stretch out my hand upon Edom. And who is Edom? Edom is Esau. All right, Esau is the so-called right race, the white race today, all right, known as the European, so to speak, the Caucasian race, all right, the power that be, the skin to win. That's why I like to put it, the skin to win, all right, because we ain't got the skin to win. All right, I was listening to a little skit. Well, not a skit. It was on Instagram, and Jake was going around the colleges, and he was going around the colleges asking different people, was white supremacists, do white supremacists still exist? And you had the Edomites on there, and they were honestly telling the truth. Like, yes, it exists. You know, racism still exists. White supremacy still exists. Because one of them was trying to break down how the whites have the advantages, you know, over the black. By what? By skin color. You know what I'm saying? Whites get certain jobs that black can't get. You know, but he was being honest. And it's true. All right? It ain't gonna be that way in the kingdom of heaven. Because them bitches going into slavery. All right, hardcore slavery. And after that, they going to get burnt up. As in Obadiah 1:18. All right, it shall be no remaining of the house of Esau. Thus said the Lord. All right, we don't know how it's going to play out, but I'm just giving you a scenario, all right, of the Lord judgment towards Edom. But first, they got to serve this right here, man, as I'm finna continue to read. It said, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah power, I will also stretch out my hand against Edom. Upon Edom, and when I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it more desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do violence, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger, according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah power. All right? Because when you're going to what happened to the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, Spanish, that was the Lord, all right, using Esau, Edom. In fact, let me prove it. Let me prove it. It get deep. It get deep. This is Psalm 17:13. It says, arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right? So the Most High used this so-called white man to punish us. All right? And so in return, the Lord going to use us to punish them. All right? That's how it's going to go. Isaiah 14:21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their forefathers. So this video that I just got done playing, that was the so-called white people forefathers that did this. If they still alive, they could be, because it's 1958. Here it is in 2025. They can be old and gray right now, or they could be already passed away. But guess what? The fact still remains that guess what? They did this. So guess what? They got to pay for this. So it said, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their father, that they do not rise nor possess the land or fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord Yahweh. And I will also make it a possession for the bitterness and the pool of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So what the Lord going to do is, when Yahweh shall return, all right, he going to deliver the elect, and everybody that remaining in Babylon the Great, which is America, will be burned by thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, and when it said about the besom of destruction, he going to sweep it. That's talking about the radiation come from the thermonuclear missiles, as in that mushroom cloud. When it's come up and when it's come back down, it's going to float. It's going to sweep Babylon, man. And we're talking about 200 million missiles, man. All right, and the remnant of Esau that's going to be saved, all right, they're going to be the first fruits in captivity. All right, and that's why the Lord allowed them to build them underground bunkers. That's why the Lord allowed them to build them underground cities. That's why the Lord allowed them, all right, to build, all right, them bunkers in the caves. All right, because they will be preserved from the missiles to what? To be in captivity. All right, that's why everything is set in place for, man. They not going to escape the judgment of Yahweh Shemashah through them mountains and the underground bunkers and the underground cities. They're not going to escape it. Why? Because Jeremiah 16:16. This is why. All right. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, and they shall fish them, and afterward will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Who going to hunt them? The elect, who the Lord get the ability to have spiritual powers, man. All right, we're going to go search out Edom, you know. And it says, for my eyes are upon all their ways, and they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. So they got an account to bring back, man. See, the Most High said this in 1 Thessalonians 1:6. This is 1 Thessalonians 1:6, or 2 Thessalonians. Yeah, 2 Thessalonians 1:6. All right, it says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. See, it's a righteous thing. All right, but he without sin got to cast the first stone, and that's Yahweh Shah. All right, he got to come back. All right, and get the first lick, and then guess what? It's on from there. Let the party begin. All right, let the party begin. And I want to bring this out too. Isaiah 46:7. No, 47:6. Now check this out. It said, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance. I have given them into thy hand. And the key word is given. All right, the Heavenly Father Yahweh have given us into the hand of who? The hand of the wicked. All right, which is who? Esau Edom. Remember, he's the sword. He's the whooping stick. All right, due to Deuteronomy 28. All right, 15 on down. Them the curses that fell upon us. Okay, come. Yeah, they didn't show them boys no mercy, and it wasn't even their fault. They were in show them boys no mercy, and it wasn't even their fault. They were innocent in the act. But guess what? Through what? Through unrighteous decrees, what happened? All right? The power in their hands, what happened? Them young boys got locked up for 14 years, took it away from their mom and they dad for 14 years. Innocent. You know? So it says, and thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient have very heavily laid the yoke. Even the old people. You know? These people, you got Jake still scarred today, man. Grandma and granddaddy, certain aunties and uncles, they still scarred today about what went on in the time of slavery. You know? They still scarred, man. They still trying to seek reparation. But the true reparation is what? When we get them in the same position that we in, man. And do to them what they done unto us. There's a true reparation. And it's coming soon. All right? That's coming soon, man. But remember, this is just our light affliction. Matter of fact, let me end it on this right here, Lamentations. All right, this Lamentations 4:22. It said, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sin. And that's what's going to happen. That's why you see the UFO sightings with the IFO, because they identified in the scriptures as our salvation vehicles. But the Lord is now visiting the earth, which he made, because what? It's time for the wicked to be judged. Well, let's jump to 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Remember, Edom is Esau. Esau, the so-called white people. All right, check. Matter of fact, go on Google and type it in. Who is Esau? Who is Edom? All right, it's going to point all the way back to who? The Caucasian, European, which is so-called white people, the rulers today. All right, so rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellers in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. And what's that cup? That cup is slavery, man. All right, yeah, I wanted to get that too, Isaiah 14:2. That cup is slavery. All right, it is going to pass unto you. Why? Because Deuteronomy and 7, it's in the law. It says, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So yeah, the curse is gonna go upon Esau, Edom, but guess what? It's also gonna lay on the hands of the other nations, and they're gonna have to go through exactly what we went through, man. All right, and therefore I'm gonna grab that precept and I'm take my ass on in to work. This is Isaiah 14:2. It says, I started at 1. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall join with them. They shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. And that stranger is speaking about the Israelites, foreigners, man. All right? Because the Lord mercy is to bring us back, All right. Until his good grace through Yahweh Shai. But it says, and the people shall take them and bring them into their place. And remember, we just read Jeremiah 16:16. All right, how the hunters are going to hunt them for every mountain and every hill and throughout the holes of the rocks, right? So it said, and the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Meaning what? They go into slavery. Starting from the so-called white people on down to the other nations, Chinese, Japanese, you name them, all that funk ass. All right, they're going into slavery, man. So it said, and the Lord shall possess them for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressor. You see that? And that's going to be the kingdom of heaven. All right, we're going to rule over those that oppress us. But it started chiefly with the so-called white people. Then it trickled down to the other nation who had a hand in us, you know what I'm saying, continue to be down and brutalized and penalized and you name it. All right? All the other nations had a hand in us getting our ass tore up and being in a docile state of mind and not able to overcome or succeed, so to speak. All right? All these nations. Look at the stores. You know, gas stations, beauty supply stores, you know. It's just so much. All right? But it says, and they shall rule over their oppressor. And it shall come to pass in that day the Lord shall give thee rest for thy sorrows, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage which thou was made to serve. And that time is coming, and let's go into Revelation 21. That he gonna give us rest. Matter of fact, let me grab that. This is Revelation 21 and 4. It says, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from thy eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And that's what we're gonna receive through Yahweh Shai entering to this earth, man. We're gonna finally be at rest. So Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters edified. You know, once again, we give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakodash. A double honor to our elder, and peace and blessed of elect. Next time, Shalom, Apapa Baal, Barak Ha'akim. And may the Lord continue to bless y'all more.